Well, let's hope this works. What's up, everybody? Twice. Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying? Can you see and hear what I'm saying? Looks like it's got some weird short frame rate thing. Renee, Russian bot, Anthony. Yes, you hear? Okay, outstanding. Good audio? All right. No craziness? Good to hear. That is good to hear. Let's just try this for a second. There we go. Is that good? I'm not hearing everything's good. All right, you got it. Brilliant. Audio good now. Seems better with audio, louder, no echo. Outstanding. What up from Long Beach? Hello. I am bothering to stay up to watch. Thank you. Graham, very well done. Speak the truth. Thank you so much. Fucking 30 minutes of fucking around with a goddamn audio shit drives me goddamn nuts. A bit of a stutter from bandwidth, but it's smoothing out. All right, good to hear. Sounds good. No looping. Yeah, there's some weird thing. There was some weird thing using OBS. I don't know what it was. I went through all the things. We had a problem with Rockfin echoing yesterday, and those all got fixed. And I went through it. I don't know what it is. Thank you so much. I waited for you to come back from the store. Absolutely, Annabelle. I knew you were at the store, and we wanted to make sure. I was like, just hold the stream until Annabelle gets back from the store. Sonny, we got a nicer, slicker pack. You like nice streaming image? We finally got the transcoder. Look at that. No echo. All right. How about it, Jay? How about it? God, my hair's long. I'm so. Oh God, I need a haircut. I need a haircut. I really. I'm gonna have to shave my hair again. I just like. I just want to get a haircut. I'm so torn because I want to like go back to life. Obviously, we all want to go back, but I feel like they're reopening just for money, just for capitalism is making everybody reopen. Thank you, TM. I am a hippie. Sounds fine, but some slow motion. Yeah, I don't know how to deal with that. You have to point out the same progressive predicted everything in 2017, and then she said, fuck this shit, and left the internet forever. Yeah, I don't blame her, man. It does not look bad, seriously. Thank you. Thank you, Annabelle. It just, I like a clean, tight, just like a shaved knuckle and a vegan gun. I just like it smooth and, not all. I gotta really comb it in and spray it down and shellac it so it doesn't, you know what I mean? Sweep the leg for justice. Get him a body bag. Yeah. Cobra Kai. What's up, Ellie Bean? My name is Upside Down Between Two Diamonds. All right. I want the hairdresser scalp massage for sure. From the first stream, I feel like one of those movie scenes where things repeating, inner monologue, and the person gets more and more crazy. It's hilarious. Get my 70s. Thank you. I like my shirts. It's a tighter live stream. You're not seeing the yellow vest. You're not seeing the cables underneath. This is the thing I've been talking about, guys. Upping the production value. Boom. Oh shit! Hit the like button. What about the coronavirus? Where does it come from, Graham? Tell us what you believe, please. I think it comes from the Clinton Foundation. No, in all seriousness, I don't know. I've done several stories on this. It could be, as they say, it started in a wet market in China. A lot of viruses have been started, eating meat. I'm just saying, I don't eat meat. But the fact that the American government and politicians is really trying to push this China virus thing, that means it's really dynastic. That's what that means. I don't trust it. A lot of info on. Oh, all right, there we go. So, Barnett took a lot of shit yesterday for saying the truth. So I don't know, but also I've done stories, talking to Whitney Webb and the Dark Winter folks, who then were many of them part of that pandemic simulation from last year, the stuff that's crazily escaped out of Fort Detrick, the fact that the United States is really trying to make this China's cause this, and not that I trust the Chinese government at all, but I don't trust the American government. So the more the American government screams that China did this, the more I think the United States did it. just the way the American empire acts, that's what I would think. So my cousin got corona from eating fresh tomatoes. Well, that's hard to say. Yeah, of course. Gabbard's co-sponsored the HR. God. Boop, 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 boop. Hit the like button, citizens of Gotham. Hit the like button. Nebraska results coming in. Kara Eastman has won her primary. Let's make sure she gets over the edge in November. All right. All right, let's read some super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Before I get into super chats, I just want to say they're starting to slowly open things up in California. They're talking about tomorrow. They're going to kind of open the beaches in LA County. So Orange County is to our south, and Ventura County is to the north, and Riverside County is sort of to the east. And obviously LA County is the most populated one. So they're talking about the beaches in LA County opening up tomorrow, where you can swim, you can surf, you can kayak, you can run along the beach, but you can't like lay down a towel. You can't have volleyball games and all that stuff. So I'm a little, that's okay. I don't want to go around groups yet. But they are talking about extending this stay-at-home order into July, which is like, man. And, we're all, this sucks for all of us in one way or another. We're all having to deal with various things. So it's not like anyone's, like, it's harder for me than you. Like, I'm not saying that at all. We're all going through some shitty things. And I'm very grateful that I get to do this show. I'm grateful that I get to go outside and all that stuff. And I want to start. Sorry. I want to start performing the Zanies in Nashville. We have a date with them in June, and they emailed us and said that they're opening up and they're going to be allowed to have their comedy club at 50% capacity. It's a 280 seat club, so we could sell 140 tickets. This is what I thought was going to start happening with some comedy clubs based on state by state or city by city, is that the 250, 300 seat clubs would open up at like 40 to 50% capacity and have people spread out. So they emailed us today and said, you guys want to come out and do this? And so I don't know. I'm going to talk to Ron and see. I got to feel safe, and Ron needs to. And getting on planes and like, oh God, as much as I would like to do it, I don't know yet. I don't know. I mean, getting on a plane next month. And I'm just not, I don't know. I mean, I want to help these clubs out and all that stuff, and I want the audience. I mean, are enough people going to want to buy tickets to come out? I don't know. Is the audience going to be wearing masks? Like what? I mean, I don't know how it's going to work, man. So it's yeah, we're in crazy times. So we're who knows? I don't know what to say. But they did email us and ask us that. So it's interesting to think about, you know? So I don't know. And then you hear these virologists talk about there's new strains coming and this and that. And, you know, I don't know, drive cross country, that's pop. Yeah. Our revolution is supporting movement of People's Party on the West Coast. That's cool. What do you think of other Americans think of the new bills? I think America's totally screwed. You guys get some real government, not this current asshats including. But oh yeah, this is we're dying for a comedy tour. Yeah, man. I thought I got approved for the second round of unemployment. I got some notice in the mail. I don't think I did. I got to try that again. Everyone I talk to has a different answer because everyone's getting different responses from the state of California, not to mention if you live in another state. So I don't know, man. If I was getting unemployment, it would make, I'm not going to go on the road for money. I'm not going to risk my health or safety for money. I'm not going to do that. If I don't feel safe, I'm not doing it. Just a little unemployment would really help the situation. So I don't know. Burke Herrick, shave your knuckles for justice, Burke. Folks, great way to support the show. First of all, hit the like button. Also, you can do what Burke Herrick did. Hit that little dollar icon at the bottom of the live chat. You can do a super chat and you support the show. So like many of you have supported the show in many different ways. I was able to, the reason why we're able to finally do this live stream on a nicer, slicker camera with better sound is because I was able to spend about $350 on a transcoder to use the better camera and what the better camera does. I knew this was part of the issue. So I'm going to show you my old webcam, not a great webcam. It was just this thing right here, right? And it had a built-in microphone. And so my soundboard and everything my computer kept wanting to recognize this. And then this would get in the way and you can't, I knew this is not a great camera. I mean, look, this is fine. We did the live stream for years using this, so I'm very grateful we had it. But I knew that if we eliminated that, and now we have a better picture quality, and now we can use we have better sound. Boom, boom, boom. Out go the lights. So that's all because you folks support what I do. Whether it's here, the Super Chats, Patreon, Rockfin, some of you just prefer one-time donations on PayPal or Venmo. My Venmo is at Graham-Elwood. And because all of you support me in all these various ways, it's so cool. You've helped this channel grow. So I'm streaming to you with better production values because of all of you. And I appreciate it. There's so many great ways to support the show. You can watch, when you watch on YouTube, let the ads go all the way through. If you don't click skip ad, I don't get paid. So let the ads play. That's a free way. Some of you, I know money's tight, especially now during this quarantine shit. I totally get it. So there's free ways to support the show. So, and all the ways that you support the show are why I can do this and have vegan guns. And we're slicking up the studio. Come on now, kitty cat. Burke Herrick, does anyone remember 3 Days of the Condor? Don't see that movie anymore on TV. By the way, thanks for being an inspiration to me and my family. Oh, Burke, thank you. Well, the inspiration, thank you. You folks inspire me. the fact that you get fired up, because if nobody supported me, nobody gave a shit. If I had 6 people on my Patreon and 4 people watching, I mean, this would have ended a long time ago. So thank you. And 3 Days of the Condor is a great movie. Let's talk a little bit about that movie was starring Robert Redford, and he's just a CIA analyst, and he comes across some information. It's great. Here's some great movies in the 70s to watch, especially the younger viewers. But if you haven't watched these next movies, watch them. 3 Days of the Condor. Watch Network. Sidney Lumet directed Network. It's written by Patty Chayefsky, who's an amazing writer, playwright, TV writer, amazing. Network has some funny, ridiculous moments in it. It seemed ridiculous at the time in the 70s. It is the most prescient movie. It predicts our entire media, reality TV. It is unbelievable. Ned Beatty's in it. I mean, it's just this all-star cast. And so watch Network. It's unbelievable. Another movie I would watch is Rollerball, the 70s version, not that crappy one of the 90s. The 70s version with James Caan, because that shows how the planet, it's a future where there's not countries anymore. It's corporations. And sports are just for corporations, and there's no more wars fought. It's just corporate. It's man, this is why the corporations came in and bought up Hollywood, because they couldn't let movies like this get made anymore. Watch 3 Days of the Condor. Watch, Rollerball and Network. Those movies they predict some shit that's just nuts. 3 Days of the Condor is also great because Max von Sydow plays this like creepy dude, and he's great. I would also watch. Well, Deer Hunter is an amazing. It's an anti-war movie, no doubt about it. It's an anti-Vietnam movie, and I grew up in the like anti-war era of the 70s, where you watch movies like Deer Hunter, and I mean, even Apocalypse Now is an anti-war movie. The scene in the end of Apocalypse Now where they all throw down their guns, that was Francis Ford Coppola's like wish or dream, is that we would no more war. Deer Hunter really shows the like what the soldier goes through, and yeah, Deer Hunter is really good. I would also, those are the movies that come to my mind. But yeah, 3 Days of Condor is fucking. I just watched that a couple months ago. God, that's a good movie. It's a good like spy thriller. It's good. It's good. Yeah. Those are the movies that popped in my head right now. Thanks for supporting the show. JHSCO T6. Shave your knuckles for justice. Rough start tonight, but glad you're back on. Thank you. God, I appreciate the people going, hey, Graham, don't let the tech issues get you down. And it's okay. I stay zen, brother. I appreciate that. I was staying zen because the amount of annoying, like how actually annoyed I am and what I expressed, there is a big disparity. So it might have seemed like I was really, really annoyed. I was not compared to how actually annoyed I was. So that was about as good as it's going to get. I appreciate that, though. Yeah, I don't like letting tech shit or robots or fucking Google prevent me from doing this, because I really like doing this. I gotta be honest, like today was just one of those days, man. I just was like bummed, a little just, I didn't get great sleep, and when I don't get great sleep, it's like, ugh. And then it was overcast today and all that. And then, you know, it's this thing that just happens during the pandemic, man. Like, it's happened to all of us, I'm sure. For the most part, I'm pretty positive. I try to find the positive things, and I look for the gratitude and everything. I mean, I always just try to look for the gratitude and look for the opportunities. I've tried to use this quarantine. I mean, I've used this to grow the show. We just crossed 68,000 subscribers. How awesome is that, man? A little over 3 years ago, you know, 3 years ago at this time, April of 2017, I probably had 1,000 subscribers or something. I started with 164. I remember when I got my 500 subscriber and my 1,000 subscriber. I mean, I don't know what I had, you know, maybe 2,000 subscribers this time 3 years ago, maybe. But I was doing the show sitting at my kitchen table with the blue light behind me, just reading stuff. So, you know, I'm like, okay, this pandemic is crazy, and the people who find the opportunities during this time are the ones who are going to come out of it okay. And I don't mean like scams, like, oh, how can I take advantage of people who are down on their luck? Hey, I'm going to charge these nurses $20 a mask or whatever. I don't mean those assholes. I mean, like, find the creative opportunities, like, hey, you're struggling with, you need this thing, I got that thing. Why don't we, you know, like, let's try to figure this out. So for the most part, I'm pretty positive. But, you know, today's just one of those days that's kind of shitty. You know, it's just like nothing happened, nothing bad. I just was like, oh, you know, and I had some good phone calls with people, and I got some work done, and I had to run errands, and, you know, I got, I'm trying to open up. I finally found a credit union that does business accounts, and I talked to this woman on the phone, because I've told you this before. So I moved my IRA several years ago out of, it's not a lot of money in it, but I moved my IRA out of Wells Fargo into a credit union. But most credit unions don't have like business accounts, right? Because I have a corporation, a company. It's my company that does all this. So I finally found this, and I talked to them, and I was like, okay. And this woman sent me all these forms, which was great. And she goes, you just fill these out and come in. Great. I fill them out. I go to the bank branch because I had to go to the branch. So I got a mask and gloves, and they're all okay. And they're like, oh, I don't know if we do those kind of corporations. We got to check. And I was just like, you motherfuckers. It's just fucking, you know, even it's still a bank. It's still a bank. You know, and I want to put my money in a corporate, in a credit union. You know, I wish we tried to get public banks in LA, and I got voted down. Hopefully that'll be back on a ballot somewhere down the road. Just trying to do the right thing. I don't want to give my money to the big evil banks. I want to get into a credit union, because I'm also worried that the big banks are they're gonna just belly up and sell our money, you know, whatever. It wasn't the end of the world. They're gonna call me tomorrow. Just like kind of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? 113 likes. Hit the like button, everybody. I've got a check response. Yeah, I know. Still waiting for my $1,200 check. I should. I appreciate what you said, Captain Spock, but I got to be careful of those types of comments, because that's the kind of shit that they'll shut me down on, if you know what I mean. I know it was a joke and I'm down with it, but you see what I'm saying? Oh, Mel Gibson's Gallipoli was a pretty good movie too. That and Gallipoli is Gallipoli is a movie about World War I, and it's a young Mel Gibson, and it's about this actual battle, how the British Empire just told Australian soldiers to just be bullet sponges. It was just gnarly, man. That's a really heavy. Also, Breaker Morant is another good movie. Yeah. Oh, Serpico is really good. Yeah, Killing Fields. Yeah, Gallipoli is an Aussie classic. Put your money in a foreign bank. Canada has major restrictions on banks, and they don't go bankrupt. Yeah, it's good to Yeah, that's why I'm doing credit union, because like credit unions don't do the shit that the awful banks do. They don't loan out their money at a 20-to-1 ratio or whatever. Like they do like 2 or 3-to-1. Like they don't speculate. They don't take your savings and just we're going to throw it into a hedge fund and just like, fuck, you know? The Miracle Mile, excellent known. Yeah. Just restart your stream. Yes, I did. I've used credit union for 30 years. Life of Brian. Oh, that's funny. That's a funny film. I like that. I like Life of Brian. Let's hit the like button, everybody. Like it up, like it up, like it, like it up, like it up. Dickie McGeezax. I'm guessing that's a screen name, but if your real name is Richard McGeezax, I fucking love it. Dickie McGee's Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Torches and pitchforks for Shaved Knuckles for Justice. You got that right, bro. Boom, boom. Look at the vegan guns on the better live stream camera. Kind of exciting for everybody. Ember33, what's up, Mark? Shaving your Knuckles for Justice. Mark was at the Rockfin live stream Mondays at 8 o'clock Pacific time. Become a Rockfin member. We might sprinkle a couple of a couple of free ones in there. Ember33 had to say, I'm really upset at Seednam for not responding to my several emails from yesterday when I did more for her than she has ever done for a campaign. I'm quitting. Wish Green's the best, but they're a joke. Yeah, I feel your frustration, Ember. I so love the Greens on principle. They get some decent candidates, and there's some people working within the Green Party and all their little local chapters. There's people that really care, but then there's just a lot of, they just want to make a point. They're not really like, hey, we could win here. They're not sitting around going, Americans are fed up with these two parties now more than ever. They're not seeing this pandemic as an opportunity to go, let's plant the green flag right now and get everybody on board with this. They're just saying the same things. They're acting like it's just another election year. And it's just, I don't understand it. I don't get it. And I share your frustration, man. I just like, they should have like a nationwide meeting and go, we have an opportunity that we've never had before. This is what we need to do. And they just, it's the thing, like the libertarians are like, and they don't want to try anything innovative or like, let's seize this opportunity. They don't want to do, they just want to like play outsider without really trying to win. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like and as I've said before, Jill Stein, get so much respect for her. She's been on the show. I'd love to have her back on the show. And I've met some wonderful candidates and people working within the Green Party, but I just see these things of like this opportunity. The whole country being laid off in the middle of a pandemic, and none of the how are we going to pay for it talk that's all went away. That all went away. It's like you're never going to have this opportunity. You're never going to have this opportunity again. And they're not seizing it. There's no like forward thinking, like let's get this done. I'm not seeing it. So, I wish them the best too. George Allen, boom, holy crap, there you are, George Allen. Shake your knuckles for justice. Drew Whittemire, what's up, Drew? I hope you're making nothing great again. Who are we to vote for, Howie? I mean, it's so hopeless. I'm mad and feel like we have no options. Hell, I'd even vote Mark Cuban at this point. Well, I'll say this about a third party or an independent candidate. Just wait, because the third party an independent, a third party, they don't need to like go through some convention and a blah, blah, blah. They could just say, here, you. I mean, in 2016, Jill Stein, after Bernie, lost or was cheated by the DNC, Jill Stein reached out to him and said, Bernie, run as a Green. Like, that's the thing about the third parties, movement for people, just get a big name person and do it. You don't need, and just get and go after those 4 out of 10 voters that don't show up to vote. Go after those 100 million people that typically don't vote. They just don't feel like nobody gives a shit about me. Get those people to jump in. The vote any blue will do, folks. Yeah, maybe you'll get a few of them, but honestly, who gives a shit? They're just as out to lunch as the goddamn MAGA hat wearers. Like they're out to lunch, man. Like, so maybe you'll get some of them. But get a real populist, independent candidate. So, yeah, I don't think I can vote for Howie Hawkins either because he's a Russiagator. So but you never know, man. There's movement for people. Nina Turner keeps talking, tweeting movement for People's Party, and Joseph Ventura, I'm joining the Green Party. Something could happen. This is I said it last year. I said 2020 will be the craziest election year anyone has ever seen in their lives. And it's already pretty nuts. No one predicted a goddamn pandemic in the middle of it. So anything's possible. I mean, I'm not holding out hope that Luke Skywalker is going to magically appear and save us. I'm putting more stock in strikes, general strikes, labor movements. This, as I've said, the workers in America have never had more leverage. So organize. I've had some people email me, Graham, I'm trying to organize a teacher strike and, upstate this place or that place. I don't have a lot of personal experience doing that. But what I would say is reach out to a union that covers the job that you do. Like if you work at a grocery store, there's grocers unions. They're all over the country. They might not be in your state, but they would love to come to your state and they're looking to organize. Same thing with teachers unions. You might be in a state or a county or a city that doesn't have any teachers unions, but they're out there. I guarantee they are. There's a nurses union, get the unions. You know what unions need? They need more members. Because unions know the more members we have, the more power we have. It's about union dues too, but that's part of the power. So let's say we're a 10,000 person union, but now all of these teachers in this school district join us, and there's another new 5,000 teachers, or this whole grocery chain in this right to work state that has no unions decides to go union. Now we go from 10 to 20,000 or whatever. So now we have a bigger block and the union is more powerful. This is why they've eviscerated them over the last 40 decades. Because look at the power of that. You have 100,000 person union, a 200,000, a million person union, a nationwide. What if Amazon unionized all of its workers? Walmart, all of its workers. McDonald's, all of its workers. Those are huge blocks of people. Now they have political power. They have political influence. So, the Amazon Workers Union suddenly says we're only backing a candidate that, gives us Medicare for all because we want free healthcare. We all want free healthcare. Then all of a sudden, the Amazon Workers Union and the McDonald's union and the nurses union, they're all going to walk off if we don't get free health. Do you see how powerful it becomes? So look, I hope Nina or Jesse or somebody like that shows up and runs. That would be awesome, and that would be a monumental shift if a third-party candidate actually won the presidency and kicked these two filthy, greedy parties in the ass. I would love that. But I in the meantime, I would hang our hopes on strikes, on a general strike, on specific labor strikes. This is what it's going to take right now. We gotta, if you're a healthcare worker and they're telling you to go to work and they don't have enough masks and gowns for you, Start talking strikes. Start saying, "We're sorry. You're putting our lives at risk." I'm sure healthcare workers are like, "Yeah, I signed up for a certain amount of risk, but you didn't tell me I was going to have to go with dirty masks in the middle of a goddamn pandemic." So now is the time. Now is the time to take advantage of this, to get the rights that you want. I did that video about the meat packers. They're getting paid 13 some dollars an hour in unsafe. I mean, and here's the thing: meat packing has a long history of mistreating its employees. They were doing it before this pandemic. When the pandemic came, it just got worse because they're just like, you better go to work or you're fired. Well, it's not safe. We don't want to get COVID and die. And then some of their employees have died. It's horrible. So this is the time. Labor strikes are going to do way more than some political candidate. That's the reality. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's not like the bad option. That's like, because you unionize more, you get more cohesive labor strikes and general strikes, then the politicians got to wake up. I re-registered. So I registered last summer. I've always been an independent, and I registered as a Democrat last summer so that they didn't purge my ballot in the California primary so I could vote for Bernie. He won California, but not nearly as much as the exit polls indicated. And of course, he doesn't hold the Democratic Party accountable. So blah, 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 more of that same bullshit. But I re-registered today as an independent. I thought about checking the green, and I was like, nah, I went independent. I want them to know that I want the Democratic Party to know they just lost me. They don't have my vote. They have to earn my vote. So electoral politics is highly corrupt, and I'm not saying abandon it, but it shouldn't be at the top of any of our lists. Getting behind good candidates, voting in local elections is important, ballot measures, all that stuff. That's great. But it's activist union labor movements. That's what's going to do it. That's what's unifying the whole country right now. The whole country. Red state, blue state. You tell them, oh, these grocery store workers or these healthcare workers are not getting into PPEs they need or whatever. Everyone's going to go, yeah, fuck yeah. Everyone's going to agree on that. Now's the time. CB, what's up, CB? Shave your knuckles for justice. Vegan guns never run out of ammo. You got that right, baby. This vegan smoothie is a bottomless cup. Thanks for supporting the show. Paul Myers, what's up? Shave your knuckles for justice. Sorry for all your technical troubles tonight. Love you, Graham. Keep doing you. You got it, Paul. Yeah, I get annoyed at that shit. But I wasn't going to let him beat me. I knew I had a backup plan. What I did is I had to dump OBS and just go through YouTube's stream option. I'm recording the show on OBS because OBS recording, I'm backing the show up, recording it on my camera, but for whatever reason, the sound to my, I don't know, it records it too crazy. But OBS, we got the sound really good on OBS. I just dropped a couple clips tonight that were recorded using OBS's recording, and then they sound perfect. They look great. They sound perfect. The guns look sweet. My fro is nice and packed in. It looks just fantastic. So I knew that was my backup. If OBS is just being my concern, and I'm going to do a segment here in a second, is if we haven't tested yet, will you be able to hear me play a clip? That we don't, because I know if OBS was working, you'd be, well, who knows the fuck. But thank you, Paul Myers. Vanadulus. What's up, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice? HR 666 and Bill and Melinda's Foundation 060606 vaccine initiatives. Jesus, what a bunch of psychos. Yeah, I was doing a little research on that. Several people sent me that HR 6666 and the Bill and Melinda Gates thing. I'm got to look into it because I didn't want. it was getting close to when I knew Jimmy was going to end around 7:30 today. So I didn't want to like rush it, but I'm aware of it. And many of you have brought it up to me. I'm not avoiding it. I want to get it. I'll get that in the next couple of days. I just got to put that together because I'm guessing it's not just a little story. I'm guessing there's more to it. A inner web of lying evilness from the ruling class. It's never easy. It's never just it's never just a one-off scam with the ruling class. It's never just, no, it's a part of a bigger filthy conspiracy. But I'll be on it. Don't worry, Annabelle's jealous. Annabelle Corley, what's up, Annabelle? Word on the street, Adelaide Airbnb couple are setting up a place for you on the beach with a brand new toaster. I think the real reason they shut down travel into Australia was because of Ron setting that toaster on fire. I mean, I think they're using the pandemic as an excuse to cover up Ron's toaster gate. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to say it on a live show. Ron's my friend, but there's just still a lot of questions about that. A lot of questions. What about Toaster 7? I'm just saying. What about Toaster 7? George Allen, shave your knuckles for justice. Have you noticed there are no real anti-war films about Iraq or Afghanistan? Zero, none. Just propagandist news crack pro-war. That is such a valuable point. I want to talk about that, why there are no anti-war movies, no movies showing the horrors of the Iraq and Afghanistan war. And the last time we had real anti-war movies was the 70s. It's not a coincidence that when the big corporations started taking over the media companies and Hollywood, and the CIA got more involved in Hollywood and shaping the message and the propaganda and the American exceptionalism, that overarching message, look how great. There's no way the CIA wanted 3 Days of the Condor to come out. That was before they had control of the studios. So that's why there is no Deer Hunter for the war in Iraq or Afghanistan. It's all these movies showing, you know, these Mark Wahlberg movies or whatever, showing, you know, our brave heroes over there. And yes, there's a lot of men and women that did brave stuff, but nobody's showing like what, no one doing a movie going, what are we doing over there? Why is this happening? That's the reason, because Hollywood shapes the opinion of Americans and the world. Americans have been told, we've all been told for decades, we're the best, we're the winners, we're the heroes, we save the day, that's what we do. The Avengers movies. Any of those Avengers have accents from other countries? Not really. They're all Americans. Captain America, Mrs. Marvel, all Americans for the most part, right? So Superman, he lives in America. You know, Batman, my favorite superhero, a rich white American male. And even those have been co-opted. Superman, the original comics in the 20s and 30s, there's a time where Superman helped labor strikes, right? But everything's been corporatized. That's why you've got movies like The Hurt Locker, which, you know, had some decent moments in it. The end of The Hurt Locker, where he's like back at home and he's looking at all this cereal and he's got to go back into it and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, it touches on what it's like over there, but it doesn't go into the like Syriana kind of talks about it a little, but we've never had a movie that's like people going, I don't want to do this. This ain't right. You know, they're not going to make a movie about Mike Preisner. Hollywood's not, unfortunately, and you know, I got crazy respect, but Mike came back and said, he went over there a patriot and came back like, oh my God, what we're doing is wrong. They're not going to make those kind of movies the way they did. And it's unfortunate because there's no movie going to be made about Yemen, what's happening in Yemen right now. And because Hollywood hasn't made any movies like that, that's how we're at war for 18 years. We're coming into our 19th year of war in Afghanistan. And because that was how they got the Vietnam War shut down, all these movies, all these protests, all these songs. Where are the protest songs? I tell you where they are. They're buried somewhere on YouTube like this show. I don't get to go on Conan O'Brien or Stephen Colbert or The Tonight Show or whatever. I don't get to go on those shows and do my anti-war late night comedy material. I don't get to do, they're not going to put me, I have to do YouTube. They're not going to give me a TV show. They're not going to do it. Because they've got to control this message. And when they control the message, then Americans have been codified, man. We've been fed that we're great, and we've been fed a bunch of how. Do you think it's a coincidence that all these top shows, there's usually some like, they're all a bunch of like Shameless or whatever. And I'm not knocking that those shows are poorly written or poorly acted or poorly directed or whatever, but I'm saying look what keeps getting pushed to the forefront. So as a bunch of fuck-ups who've got no direction in life, there's always a TV show and a movie about that because they want you to say, and they want to tell you it's okay. Yeah, don't try, don't get involved, don't become there's no show about the activist, bunch of young activists protesting and winning. It's always like, oh, great. Oh, meet Jenny. She's a screw up. She should be more advanced in her life. When can she get her? You know, it's always that angle to tell you, don't get involved. Sit on the couch, get high, watch some dumb TV. Don't get involved. Don't worry about Yemen. That's because look how effective it is. Then you've got all these people, many of whom with college degrees, smart, reasonable people going, Joe Biden. All the Me Too activists who just are quiet, so quiet with Joe Biden. Well, I don't know if we can trust Tara Reid. What? You were screaming, believe all women 2 years ago. 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you were screaming, believe all women. Now, because the ruling class controls every message. Through the media, through entertainment, through music. I mean, I did that video on those record executives were told by private prison industry and more than likely the CIA to push gangster rap. They pushed it and pushed it and pushed it, and then it took off and they went, oh, it's what's popular. No, you pushed it. You pushed it. Rap that had social commentary, that fell by the wayside. Public Enemy and them, that fell by the wayside. And then just the glamorization of criminal and that, they did that. So what gets glamorized? Oh, sleeping around, apathy, getting drunk and high, being a fuck up. That gets glamorized. And I know there's comedians out there who, some of them I know, and they're funny, they write good jokes, and I don't begrudge them for doing their act, but you see why that gets elevated. Right? And Lee Camp and Jimmy and myself and Steph and, Gaza Fights for Freedom, right? Abby Martin's movie. That's not going to get an Oscar nomination. Not because it isn't a good movie, because they will never allow that to happen. The film festivals, the big festivals, Sundance, Tribeca, those are all part of the system. So when a movie, they want something to seem like, oh, it organically got steam at the festivals. They push it. They pump it up. It's like the fake Joe Biden momentum. That was all manufactured. So they like Waiting for Superman, that documentary about the school system. It's pretty critical of teachers' unions, that movie. I remember when it first came, I was like, oh boy, it doesn't make the teachers' unions look good. You know what I found out later? It was funded Bill Gates funded that movie because he's really big into charter schools. And that's what they did with that movie. It got all the buzz in the festivals. And then it got a deal like that. It's manufactured hype. So if they can manufacture hype, they can squelch real hype. And they learned in the 70s. Every night on the news, you'd see Walter Cronkite showing footage from Vietnam, and there'd be body counts, and this shows you that, and this is, and people were sitting at home eating their dinner going, what the fuck are we doing in this war? Why are we there? That's why you don't see the 7 wars we're in right now. You don't see us bombing in Yemen. You don't see the Saudis. We don't see it because they control it. It's kept from us. America is this like nice gated community, and we don't know what's outside. And even when we see it, when we drive by tent cities, it's like, well, that's not our problem. So I know it sounds like it. Sometimes I go off on these crazy tangents, but I'm not. I'm connecting all of these dots for you to see the bigger picture. I want you to really see. I always tell you, follow the money and see the bigger picture. That's why there's no movies, anti-war movies about Iraq and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's why. Operation Mockingbird, Operation Paperclip, MK Ultra, to feed us all this crap. So that's why there's just one big blockbuster, shoot 'em up explosion, people dying, and we're immune to death. We're numb to death in movies and TV shows. If you saw what war really looked like, I've seen little glimpses of it up close. It's horrific. I've seen soldiers with no hands and prosthetic legs and burns, and I've seen that. It's awful. It's awful. And if I was ever given the money, I would make a movie about that. But I got fired because of my Twitter feed. But no matter what, this show keeps growing because of all of you. So shave your knuckles for justice. Where are we at, ladies and gentlemen? 211, 212 likes. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Oh, I think I got a segment in here, kids. Well, let me test. I want to test some audio. And tell me if you can hear this. All right, did you hear that? Can't hear it. Cock fuck nut. No sound, no sound. Okay. All right. No. Negative ghostwriter. Thanks, Marshall. All right. So definitely no. Hear what, cock fuck nuts? Sorry, as you heard me swearing when it didn't work. All right, you hear me, but you don't hear the clip. Son of a bitch. That's the thing with fucking OBS. I don't like good this. Because when that clip was playing, it was going into my soundboard and coming out like that. Put on the text. Well, that's interesting. Nah, I don't know if I oh shit, the way I did these clips. All right, let me see what I got here. All right, well, I'm gonna that's so fucking I don't I can't. All right, I'm gonna do this. I just need a clip for tomorrow, so I'm gonna do this. There's gonna be some audio clips that you're not gonna hear on the live stream. I don't know what to do. Check out that StreamYard. All right, yeah, maybe I'll start trying to use StreamYard. Maybe OBS is the. Well, that's the thing. I've done testing off screen. I've done all this testing off screen. Literally yesterday, I live streamed for an hour and a half. We did a tech run through for a half an hour with the Rockfin guys. I used OBS. Everybody heard everything. I played music. I sang a song because on Rockfin, there's no copyright issues. So I played Palm Strike Dance Party. We did karaoke where you hear the music. It's awesome. I recorded it on OBS. It all worked perfectly. YouTube couldn't eat my titties. Lip sync it. Shatner is coming soon. Turn it to 11, Cat B, Mayday. Oh, God, that movie is so beautiful. This one's called Lick My Love Pump. Oh, God. Love. I saw them in concert. They are amazing. And the thing that's great is the older those guys get, the funnier it gets live. Because they're all like in their 50s or 60s now. So now they look like these old, out-of-shape rockers. It is hilarious. And the Thamesmen, which is their folk band, so opened up for them. So basically they opened up for themselves. Oh my God, they had a tuba solo. This guy comes out with a big tuba and he's playing a tuba. And then the guitar guy, because you know, in heavy metal bands, the guitar guys will go back to back. So one guy's on a tuba and the other guy's fucking. Oh my God. Brilliant. Thank you for bringing that up, Kat. It made me laugh. Smell the glove. Smell the glove. Oh. Give me some more. Girl, get me out of this hellhole. You know where you stand in a hellhole. You know where you stand. Oh, the scene where they all got cold sores. They never mentioned. God damn it. You know where you stand in a hellhole. All right, I'm going to do this segment because I need a segment for tomorrow. See how this goes? I got to do segments during the live stream, so then I drop the clips for tomorrow. Oh, you gave me dropping content. I gave me drop content. I'm not going crazy in the middle of this quarantine. You're going crazy, not me. You are. You're going crazy. Hi, welcome to the live stream. My name is Graham Elwood. I've got vegan guns and long hair. The other thing I don't like about the long hair, more gray comes out. And it's when I keep it short and tight, there's the gray doesn't. I know I can't fight it. I'm gonna be. All right, kids. Let's do this. There's gonna be some clips. You're not gonna be able to hear them. I look forward to seeing people going, we can't hear it in the live stream. That's always fun. 6 feet away from the salt pepper. We'll make your movie. Gray looks good on you, Graham. Thank you, John Doe. Mud flaps. My girl's got them. All right. Buckle up, you sons of bitches. Hit the like button. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Mellon, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Rising up from the darkness of Gotham comes a bat. You think it's a bat. You see wings flapping. You don't know what it is. As it gets closer and closer and faster and more furious, the fangs of truth hang in your face. You're frozen by the truth. It scares you at first, but then you realize there's nothing to be afraid of. And bats are docile creatures that use sonar. I have some bad news to report, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to break your heart. Duke and Duchess of York face to sell the 13 billion pound Swiss chalet. Oh, Prince Andrew can't catch a break. Oh, source says income streams have dried up in the wake of the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, making it hard to afford the final payment. Oh, well, this is just, darn it. You remember in that interview, he said he was too honorable, Prince Andrew, being friends with Epstein, Virginia Roberts, that he raped and trafficked her. He's a pedophile. He's a pedophile, Epstein piece of shit, but he's having a hard time buying a ski chalet. I mean, this just breaks my heart. If the ruling class can't afford a ski chalet, there's no justice anymore. There's no justice. How are they supposed to go skiing? The only way to go skiing is to buy a 13 million British pound ski chalet. What's he supposed to do? Just like stay in some little hotel and buy a lift ticket like an animal? Ski with this regular people? Come on. He lost his sweat glands in the war. We learned that. This story just breaks my heart. Seeing a member of the pedophile royal family, they're a bunch of pedophiles over there. Friends with the Rothschilds, who are evil. Friends with Les Wexner. Friends with Trump. Friends with Ghislaine Maxwell. The Duke and Duchess of York have reluctantly been forced to sell a luxury ski chalet they jointly bought after their owner launched legal proceedings against them. Yeah, sue these assholes. Oh, God, there's no justice anymore. Boy, Epstein gets caught. Now you can't buy a ski chalet. God. What's next? I got to sell one of my yachts? I mean, Betsy Voss has 10 of them. Oh, could you imagine buying a used yacht? I mean, that just make me vomit just thinking about riding around in a used yacht or just owning one of them. Oh my God. Can you imagine having the same yacht in the Caribbean that you would take to the south of France? I mean, what's next? Drinking our own urine? I mean, how can we? Oh. I mean, I've gotten one $1,200 check from the federal government and $1,000 in the SBA loans, and I still can't seem to get unemployment insurance, but this breaks my heart. I mean, this just breaks my heart. The pandemic canceled the Progressive Comedy Tour, and Ron Pacone are stuck at home. But I mean, this just, if they're going to sell their ski shops. Income streams had dried up in the wake of the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, and that they had asked for more time to make the final payment of the 13 million property in Verbier, some French town or whatever. We need more time. Put the pressure on these billionaire pedophile ruling class sex trafficking maggots. Pressure them, sue them, shine the light on them. They are hiding. We need to shake them out like rats. Shake them out like rats living in a little ski chalet. Shake out, rat. On Friday, the merger they had originally missed the deadline on December 31st to pay the £5 million that had been due on the 7-bedroom chalet, which has now risen to $6.7 million with interest. Boy, you need 7 rooms when you go skiing. I mean, I've gone skiing once with like a 5-room chalet, and it was like, I guess. I mean, I wanted my goggles to have their own room, and then my ski gloves, I put each glove in its own room, and then I have a butler for each one of those rooms. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just put all my ski stuff in the corner in some hotel. Like, oh God, what the? But thank God, Trump appointed William Barr as on the case to come crack down and get these guys. The Attorney General and boy, the FBI, they're really on the case. They found all this evidence against from Jeffrey Epstein's apartment, his penthouse, and his Virgin Island horror show island 10 months ago. And they have done nothing except issued this press conference. So the Southern District of New York has contacted Prince Andrew, and he hasn't responded. Whoa. Boy, that puts the fear of God in you. Boy, if you're a criminal, you rape kids and traffic them, and they say, we need to talk to you, and you don't respond, and they go, well, that's scary. Can you imagine if a regular working class person was involved in this? What working, see, there's only 2 people who have been charged. Is it 2 billionaires? No, it's 2 guards at the prison who were like online shopping or whatever. Oh, really? They're the ones we need to go after. There's 180 Mossad agents in the United States as we speak. John Kiriakou, former CIA whistleblower, said that on this show. But no, can you imagine? Black men with their hands in the air get shot. Unarmed black men, just, okay, I'll do whatever you say, officer, and they still get shot. But we opened up the window to the FBI and said, hey, Prince Andrew, we want to talk to you. And we never heard back, so we tried. Boy, that's it. And now he's got to sell his ski chalet. Boy, that's the swift arm of justice, boy. That's really... Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I tried to go down to my beach, and a cop chased me off the beach. And I said, why don't you arrest the billionaire? And I picked up 3 pieces of trash. I said, pick up some trash, make yourself useful. Any members of law enforcement ever arrest a billionaire? How? Where? How forward? It's 10 months. I've done more than you have. I'm wearing a Cobra Kai shirt from a movie, a Karate Kid movie from the 80s in my apartment, and I'm doing more than you. And I have no access to any sort of law enforcement apparatus at all. I have a buddy that was a former child crimes investigator that I've had on this show, and I've done more than Whitney Webb has done more than you. Remember this? Remember this interview where he makes himself look worse? First of all, it's schedule. I don't give a fuck if you created the language. I know it's called the English language, but don't say schedule. Say schedule. You blue blood pedophile bag of shit. I don't want to hear schedule. Just shut up. Already I don't like you. So he said, I've known Jeffrey. I met Jeffrey in 1999. I met him through his girlfriend, Janine Maxwell. Oh, the one whose dad was a Mossad agent? That one? The one who, I don't know, Maria Farmer thinks that she's hiding out in the UK right now. Not, he hasn't been charged. Ghislaine Maxwell hasn't been charged. Buddies with Trump. The Clintons. Dershowitz. Les Wexner, who owns Victoria's Secret. I hate to say this. Do not support Victoria's Secret. It breaks my heart to say that. I've had a lot of great times with Victoria's Secret and their products with women I dated. Thank you, but you're a creep fuck, Les Wexner, and you need to go down. So I cannot support you financially. What this? This interview, I've shown it before. He just says all this ridiculous crap. There's the photo of him with Virginia Roberts when she's a child, and she says, "Yeah, we danced, we had sex." And he's like, "Oh, I think we had pizza on that night." Oh, we all remember that time we had pizza 19 years ago, or whatever, 2002 or whatever. All right, remember that slice of pizza you had in 2002, 18 years ago? Remember that one night you went and got pizza? She said, you sweat all over. I lost my sweat glands in the Falklands War. So he plays the hero, a war hero card. Why did you go back and talk with Jeffrey Epstein after he had already been arrested? Well, I guess I'm too honorable. He says, it's just preposterous. They all know each other. Trump knows. And what'd Trump say? Mm-hmm. This is back over the summer. Trump. Hmm. Virginia Roberts. Paulson without foundation. He says he never met her. He's like, is that my hand? That's her. She's a teenager. She's a child. There's Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know him. Oh. All pals. Hmm. Neoliberal. So Prince Andrew's guilty, and he's going to lose his ski chalet, and so we should all thoughts and prayers for the ski chalet. Thoughts and prayers. It's just heartbreaking. And another way, if you're feeling like hurt that the wealthy, the billionaires, the ruling class, especially the pedophile sex trafficking ones, are losing their property and their vacation homes, and you really feel sad about, as sad as I do, express your sadness and support of the ruling class the way this gentleman did. A company decided to stop paying its drivers, so one of them parked his truck on the owner's Ferrari and left it there. I'm sure this truck driver is just really sad that the owner that can't pay him probably might have to sell one of his Ferraris. And I'm sure that's what this was. He was so distraught. Oh, I feel so bad for the owner that can't pay me and yet drives a $200,000 car. Yeah, that's a way, folks. That's how we do it. That's how we show thoughts and prayers for the ruling class, especially the sex trafficking ones. Thoughts and prayers. Can't buy a chalet. Yeah. We need to pressure the FBI relentlessly. This has been 10 months. They have all of the evidence. Virginia Roberts Giuffre said it. I gave the FBI the photo. They seized thousands of documents from Epstein's residences. Multiple. New Mexico, New York, the Virgin Islands. Virgin Islands are part of the United States. They're a U.S. territory. Where are you, FBI? What are you doing? Trump, William Acosta, the Attorney General, who you appointed. Oh, you had to get rid of him because he already helped Epstein. Oh, now we got William Barr. All tied in. All tied in. You QAnon fuckos, wake the fuck up and start pressuring Trump and the FBI. Stop saying that Trump is some messiah that's going to pull your head out of your fucking QAnon ass and realize Trump is part of the pedophile ruling class. He's buddies with all of them. He's known them for years. Give me a break. The so-called P tape that the Russians have, that was floated around. The P is for pedophile. Trump's a pedophile. Prince Andrew's a pedophile. Clinton's a pedophile. Joe Biden's a pedophile. Ghislaine Maxwell's a pedophile. Eat it. Do your goddamn job, FBI. Or maybe we'll do it for you. $267 likes, ladies and gentlemen. Eat it. Damn right he did, Flash. Ask David Icke about royal family and Epstein and others. Yeah, I know. I keep trying to reach out to that guy. Epstein, Bill Gates, I've done videos on that. Shatner sings Will Does Eat It, please. Everyone just type in who are the Windsors? Yeah, Christian, you're right. I know. 274 likes. Let's read some super chats. Melissa H. What's up, Melissa? Shave your knuckles for justice. Retail opening in Vermont, 518. Mask required, 25% capacity. Have to get my shop ready to roll. Think people mostly stay home, making days long. Yeah, I know. It's you know, it's okay. I think that they open some stuff up. I hope the numbers don't spike. I hope some businesses are able to survive. I understand as a small business owner, I just worry if they open up too quick and everyone just rushes out. And I hope, Melissa. I hope. Mask required, 25% capacity. Excuse me. That should be all right. Parker's garbage. Shaving knuckles for justice. My dad dodged the Vietnam draft. Makes me proud. Oh, nice. Yeah, my dad was a little too old for it. TM, Shaver Knuckles for Justice. A funny thing happened on the way to the post office. I seen a striking pile of festering crap in the crack alley. Funny thing. It was colored blue. Don't forget, any blue will do. Yeah, USA. Thanks, Tim. Jonathan Ayo, Shaver Knuckles for Justice. Why not create one universal union that includes all? Oh, that's cool. Jason Milton, Shaver Knuckles for Justice. Hi, Graham. What do you think about Dem's favorite billionaire, Elon Musk, freaking out about his Tesla plant in Fremont, California, ordered to keep closed during the pandemic? I guess Elon don't care about his workers. It's about stocks. Yeah. And like a typical little billionaire crybaby, I could do what I want to leave if you don't make me my stocks, fuck the ruling class. And I'm so tired of the glamorization of billionaires. Oh, Elon Musk is a cool. No, you don't. You don't give a damn about your employees. Don't make this go on social media and Gavin Newsom is the problem. Shut up. Not that I'm some big Gavin Newsom fan. April 3rd, Gavin Newsom approved 24 fracking permits, so I can't say he's some fantastic governor, but fuck you, Elon Musk. Yeah, he's a crybaby jackwagon. Annabelle Corley. There's no other place in the world where war is celebrated like it is in America. I know. It's like a sport here. We don't realize how awful it is because we haven't had one on our soil since the 1860s. Johnny Wishbone. What's up, Johnny? Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate it. Edwin Starr, war. Huh, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Huh, say it again. War. Good God. Oh, the lyrics of that song are fantastic and very powerful. And there's no song like that now. Right? You're not going to get a big record deal or a big music video or anything like that. So you're not going to get that. You bring up a great point, Johnny Wishbone. Songs like that, they literally are not made anymore. Or if they are, you don't hear them. They don't get crazy popular. It just doesn't happen. They're not going to sing at halftime of the Super Bowl. It's going to be some creepy bondage thing or whatever. Good Lord. Johnny, thank you for supporting the show. I appreciate it. Miss Hendricks, what's up? The New Yorker ran an editorial that has never was never believe all women, just believe women. The apologists for Biden are rearing their heads. Yeah. Yeah. It's awful. Ray Foley, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. How about Nick getting a revolution hookup? Yep. No, it's our revolution. People from our revolution and moving for a people's party. That's encouraging. I'm very encouraged to see that. We need some big name people to jump over the movement. If they do that, that's something I'd get behind. That is something I'd get behind, Ray. Thank you for working on that. Matt S., Shaver Knuckles for Justice. Hey, Graham, can you break down why you don't like charter schools? Thanks, bud. Well, my understanding is the money behind the charter schools, and the main thing that they try to do is undermine teachers' unions. And it just comes down to, and somebody like Steph can speak better to this because Steph was in a teachers' union. She was a teacher for 20-some years. She can speak better to this. Steph Summerall, miserable liberal, can speak better to this than I can. But my understanding of a charter schools is just another like privatization. So when the corporatists and the capitalists, it's better if we privatize. That sounds like I don't like it. I've just heard, and when Bill Gates is in favor of charter schools, then I just am automatically not going to be in favor of them. So I wish I could give you a little better detailed breakdown of it. Again, Steph Zamorano is someone to talk to about that. But maybe someone who's on my Patreon can send me some more detailed information about the problems with charter schools, so I can do a video on that. But thanks for supporting the show. So like if Bill Gates is going to make us all take this vaccine, it's got a microchip in it. Nope, I ain't on board with that. He's in favor of charter schools. It must be awful. Then fuck him. I know I need more detail and research about it, but that's my general answer on that. Annabelle Corley, what's up, Annabelle? Shave your knuckles for justice. Love no sleep, Graham. It's Edge from another angle. Annabelle again. I had to go skiing on one ski. Tough times, I know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, thinking they might not be able to stay. They got to get rid of their ski chalet. I mean, it's like if Amazon workers went on strike and Jeff Bezos had to sell one of his $150 million homes, I don't know what I would do with myself. I don't know what I would do. Jenna Chornova. What's up, Jenna? I'm understanding. I'm remembering what your name is. I can't see the yellow vest. Now you can, Jenna. Now you can. The yellow vest. It sees you, Jenna, every day. Oh. Ember 33. I DM'd you a comment on Twitter. Oh, let's go look that up, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Let's find a Shatner song, kids, and wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. So Dario Hunter is a virtue signal who would probably go on Fox News but won't go to a state Green Party event because he calls them bigots. I told him Fred Hampton would disagree. I despise Howie Hawkins for obvious reasons, but David Wolf calls himself a protest candidate. What it makes worse is that these three are the only candidates recognized by Green Party USA. Something happened to them after Jill Stein ran, and they're not the same anymore. Between this and for People's Party being slow in deleting tweets, I watched in a reply without a mea culpa. Nick Brown not telling people about Bernie Sanders' corruption until now makes me not trust them. Well, that's valid. I know he said that on Jimmy's show. I feel completely hopeless about Greens and MPP now. We are totally fucked. If we don't have Governor Ventura or somebody big like Jimmy Dore running the cycle, it's all over, in my opinion. Well, look, Mark, I understand the frustration. I really do. And those are some valid criticisms. And I get a lot of people DMing me and stuff. I'm not making excuses for them, but I get a lot of people trying to contact me on Twitter. So I understand if someone's really busy and they just get overwhelmed and I can't respond to everything. But I hear what you're saying. But as I said earlier, there's some positive things happening with Movement for a People's Party. And that criticism of Nick Brown, it's a legitimate one. Why didn't he speak up sooner about Bernie's thing? Some people are bothered by it like you. Some people on, oh, okay, well, I get it. And look, that's a legitimate criticism. I think overall, if the Our Revolution people and somebody like Nina Turner, and she brings like Dr. Virginia Dooley, who I had on the show, if she brings like some serious surrogates, Bernie surrogates over to Movement for His People's Party, there's a shot. As I've said, there's a lot of time between now and November for a third party or an independent to make some noise. There's more time for that. But again, and I'm going to keep an eye on it, and I'll get behind them if they do, and I'll interview candidates if need be, and if they put a big name person out there, I'll try to get them on the show. Look, I interviewed Mike Gravel on this show. So, I will, but as I said, we've got to really, the labor movement is where it's at. This is where it's at. So I see your frustration. I just wouldn't let it get you down too much because I think there's over 175 strikes happening right now. I did a video on that. So those are the things to get behind and get involved with. And great, if Movement gets some legs and gets some big name people, awesome. The Green Party figures their shit out, great. But we can be doing this no matter what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? We don't need them, whatever those parties or candidates or whatever happens, If some great people line up, awesome. But lining up strikes and labor movements, that can happen right now and should happen right now. If Bernie was the nominee, we should be lining up labor movements. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'd say about that. Don't get too down, brother. Hank Moultrie, what's up, Hank? Graham, watch some Webster Tarpley vids. He's a historian who wrote a book called 9/11 Synthetic Terror. Look up, though there are windows in its vid on the royal family's history. Please make Gotham great again. You got it, Hank. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, sending me that way. Matt asks, what's up, Matt? You have a future in politics, dude. Don't fight it. You're a natural. All right, Matt. Okay. I'm not opposed to it. I don't want to be a politician. I don't, like, if some people really wanted me to run and there was some serious weight behind it, I would do it. I would do it, but, I appreciate that. I'm not fighting it. I'm just like, it would have to take a bunch of people to get together, and it would have to be real money, because I don't want to just run some like novelty campaign. You know what I mean? Like, I want to win, right? I'm competitive and I would want to win. I would want to change things for the better. I've been watching that Last Dance, that Bulls documentary, which I fucking love. I was in Chicago for the first 3 championships. I'm just watching Michael Jordan and how driven he is and everything. Like, that's what I would be if I was running. I'd be like, we're running to win. Not make a statement, not move the needle. We're here to win. And I want to win. And I want people that want to win and are going to think outside the box to do that. That's what I want to do. And if you don't have that, you want to make some noise on a, then, but yeah. And I'd come out guns a-blazing, baby. Vegan guns a-blazing. It'd be no nonsense. They wouldn't know what hit them. They wouldn't know what hit them. John Smith, what's up, John? Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Are grizzly bears and polar bears different species of a bear, or is that a social construct too? You're proving my point with that. That's the thing I talked about from day one, John. Since you refused to let this go, you just proved my point. They have different types of DNA. Grizzly bears, polar bears. There is not European DNA, Asian DNA, African DNA, indigenous DNA. There's no subsects of DNA within humans like there are in the animal kingdom. Exactly, you just proved my point. That's why race is a construct. Features just have to do with genetics, environment. If you take a group of people that all have similar features and they start intermarrying with other groups, the features are going to change. That's not race. There's no subsect, there's no DNA. But thanks, John. Every stream you kick in $5. I appreciate it, man. Yes. Grizzly bears and polar bears have different DNA, and there's subsects of DNA in the animal kingdom too. The only difference in human DNA is each one of our individual DNA codes or patterns or whatever it's called. Like, my DNA is different than my siblings. Cat B, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Shatner, Lucy in the Sky. Oh, you got it, Cat. Good to see you in the live chat, Cat. 291. I'm not better than someone who voted for Trump. I'm not better than the idiots in South Carolina who voted for Biden. I'm a worker who gets screwed every day. I live in America. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I don't know what point he's trying to make. Okay. John Smith. Thanks, dude. Grizzly bears and polar bears can reproduce together, and their offspring are fertile, proving that their DNA is just as similar as people of different races are. I'm telling you, do some research on DNA. What you're talking about has nothing to do with DNA. But thanks for the extra $10, buddy. Maybe you should ask another question for 100. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not changing my mind on that, but keep trying. I know what his HR 6666, look it up. Yeah, as I said at the top of the stream, maybe you weren't here. I've been getting some research on that, so I'm gonna do more work, research on that, and I'll come up with something. I'll put together a video on that in the next couple of days. It's just pretty. It's way more involved. So David Icke is a genius among men. I think he's a fan pulling your chain. That'd be great. Can you research David Icke? Yeah, I've heard about him, and I heard they shut his channel down. I know a little bit about him, and I've wanted to talk about him, but I will. Snork Y2K, I'm collaborating with a molecular biologist on a COVID mask after our friend and colleague died. We'll get an answer from her. Oh, wow. Thanks, Mitch. David Icke might be in the chat room? For real? Polar bears are grizzlies off their meds. Shit. Oh, God. Ah, Jenna Turnova. How can it be raised if there's no Dale Earnhardt? Thank you, Jenna. Hey, John Smith. Thanks, buddy. I would be donating to a nationalist stream, but they have been censored and removed from YouTube. The oligarchs approve more progressives. Well, thanks, buddy. Oh, great. Aline Love, same name. Check out Children of the Matrix by Ick. All right. Say my name, say my name. You know about Ick? He's the guy you joked about on Jimmy's show, the lizard guy, but he's not. But he's got some really good points bringing the media narrative. I think I've heard about David. I think he makes all these amazing points about the ruling class, and then the theory from some people I've heard is that then he talks about the lizard people just because he's too close to home, and the ruling class might give him a paper t-shirt to hang himself with. Donkeys and horses mate to create mules, even though they're different species. I gotta go. I'm hungry. Oh, God. Animal species and humans are they're different. Holy shit. Have some brekkie, Grammy. I need to have brekkie. Skin your knuckles for justice. What's up? Love David Icke. He's called out loads of pedals. Oh, right on, Miss. Yeah, I heard he has. I heard he's been on top of that. So that's pretty cool. Daniel Sullivan. What's up, Daniel? Shave your knuckles for justice. Direct democracy versus ranked choice voting plus liquid democracy. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love ranked choice voting. I think that's such a great solution. I think there's a lot of things that change our electoral system. There's ranked choice voting. There's opening the primaries. Getting rid of these electric voting machines. Like, I think there's just a lot of things we could do. But we have a broken system by design. It's actually it's rigged for the powerful, the ruling class, to keep in charge. So they want our system to be broken, and they want you to kind of think, yeah, it doesn't really matter, But those are all great options, man. Jedi Mullet, Simon is 77, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Due to climate change, polar bears need to be trained to also defecate in the woods to make polar and brown bear DNA more compatible. No, it's really good science talk. Thanks, Jedi Mullet. Really good science talk. Cat B says Jedi Mullet is completely correct. She's a marine biologist, so she would look and know, man. Good science. I mean, this sounds like a peer-reviewed scientific study. Double-blind, peer-reviewed. Oh, God, literally, the stuff we talk about, I'm always like, I wonder what we're going to talk about tonight. Oh, I know we're going to talk about this subject and that. Something's in the news. We'll be talking about this. No, I love this shit. Jedi Mullet, say my name. You keep calling me, baby. You keep calling me crazy. All right, let's sing this. I'm getting hungry. I gotta eat. You guys are all fantastic human beings. Oh, God. This is for the David Ike, not Icky. Sorry. David Ikai, is that how it's pronounced? I love God. I don't know. I can fuck up a name without even trying. All right, let's Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds as Shatner. He actually sang this song on his album, A Transformed Man. Please listen to it. It'll change your life. It'll change you from a polar bear to a brown bear. That is how effective it is. Oh, we'll see. Every time it's karaoke. We won't be able to hear the music, but we can't hear the music because I'll get a copyright then. Picture yourself on a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you. You answer quite slowly. The girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Cellar flame flowers, yellow and green, towering over your head. Look for the girl with the sun in her eyes, and she's gone. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Spark. Oh, follow her down to a bridge by a fountain where looking glass people eat marshmallow pies. Everyone smiles as you drift past the flowers that grow so incredibly high. Newspaper taxis appear on the shore waiting to take you away. Climb on the back with your head in the clouds and you're gone. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Going warp factor 5. Lucy on a 5-year mission to boldly go through diamonds in the sky with diamonds. Warp factor 5. Picture yourself on a train in a station with plasticine borders, with looking glass ties. Suddenly, someone is there at the turnstile. The girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky. Scotty. Lucy. Uhuru, open up a hailing frequency to Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Shields down with Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, how about that for a Tuesday night? A troll alert. Picture yourself on a boat on a river. When you listen to the album The Transformed Man, you will really understand what I'm doing when I sing Shatner like karaoke. It will all make sense to you. There's Klingons on the starboard bow. Jedi Ball 77. Due to deforestation, we can no longer use the expression "there's a bear shit in the woods." Save the trees. Bears need their private time. Thank you, Jedi Ball. Thank you so much. Oh. Thank you all for coming on the show tonight. A lot of fun. Always a great time. 308 likes. Wonderful. Like, share, subscribe. Go to grahamelwood.com. I have products for sale there. I will ship them all. If you order tonight, they'll go in the mail tomorrow. I ship using the United States Post Office, which is union labor, and you're keeping the post office going. You're supporting a small business over. Rockman.com/GrahamElwood. I will go live again tomorrow, and I go live definitely every Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific, and Mondays, 8 p.m. on the Rockman. Shave your knuckles for justice. Have a great night, ladies and gentlemen. And watch out for polar bears.